to Mark Price, former Cavalier guard. He's now the head coach at UNC Charlotte. 4 All-Star appearances, 4 All-NBA spots. Obviously won a gold medal on Dream Team #2. And Mark, welcome to Tiki and Tierney on CBS Sports Radio. What were your initial thoughts before the series started if the Cavaliers could compete with this unbelievably excellent Warriors team?
Playing great basketball. Cleveland came in, really dominating, the East. Obviously, I think everybody knew that the West was a little bit stronger, but I think it's been a little bit surprising for everybody.
You're coaching now down at UNC Charlotte, and you've been an assistant in the NBA for a while. Is there a philosophy that you can, I don't know, advise or would from us on the outside looking in? What could help turn this for the Cavaliers? I think we lost Mark. We had a bad connection with Mark. We'll get him back. And it's what we've been debating, what we've been kind of trying to figure out. Is it going big for Ty Lue? Is it finding a way to, I don't know, get more open shots around the perimeter? I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what the solution is, because Golden State just plays so effective and so efficient. I mean, the big men are great passers. Forget what Steph does. Forget what Clay and those guys do. The big men are great passers as well. So Mark Price is back with us here on CBS Sports Radio. Mark, is there a fix? Is there something that you would advise or could advise? Say this is how you slow them down, at least just a little bit.
Well, I think going back to Cleveland, going home to the home fans, the arena there will be rocking out, and I think that'll give them a lot more juice. Hopefully, they play really, really well at home, and it's no question it's got to be a huge game for them. If they don't win this game, it's virtually impossible to win the series. So, I expect to see a lot more passion, a lot more fight anyway, going back in Game 3.
Now, you played in the 90s when the three-point shot was big, but not as huge as it is now. And you led the league in three-point shooting twice. Did you expect it to be this important of a shot?
Well, you've slowly seen how the game's changed with there were so many dominant big men in the league when I played, and most teams kind of played inside out first, and the game's slowly been, changing to where it's a more guard-oriented league, and so the big man is more of a come out, set screens, get the guards open, roll to the basket, and spread the floor. But with the age of analytics and the things that have studied, now NBA teams, most of them anyway, feel like if you're not getting up about 30 three-pointers in a game, then you're lessening your chance to win.
We're talking to Mark Price here, former Cavaliers guard, now the head coach at UNC Charlotte. Let me ask you real quick. You decided ultimately not to keep pursuing a job in the NBA and went to college at UNC Charlotte. One, how has it been? And two, why make that decision?
Well, it's been great. I really enjoyed the first year. It was a challenge anytime you're starting a program. We came in, and it was basically start over last year. We had to bring in a whole new team, basically, and so it's exciting to kind of be a part of building something there. I was ready to be a head coach, and it was an opportunity that came up. I was in the city of Charlotte already with the Hornets as an assistant, and so it was a good move for my family, not having to move cities, and the opportunity to just up the road become a head coach and at the college level. And so it wasn't really that important to me whether it was NBA or college. I just felt it was time to be a head coach and get a chance to lead a program.
Now, being a point guard, and obviously as we were just talking about the evolution of the three-point shot, recruiting is so much a part of success in college. Is that who you recruit now, or are you still old school in your mentality? You know what I mean? Because analytics will tell you go for the shooters, but how you grew up in the game was I need big men.
Well, being a shooter myself, I love shooters, and so I really see the advantage in that. Matter of fact, we were one of the top three-point shooting teams in our league last year, making almost 10 a game. So I like to have shooters. I like spreading the floor, and I guess coming from the NBA, I've just kind of brought that offensive mentality with me down to the college level and how I like to play and how I want my teams to play.
Do Do you think it's ruined the game? Some people will argue, it's not like it used to be. Is the 3-point shot ruining the game, or is it enhancing it?
I think it's exciting myself. I don't think the game of basketball is a great game. There's a lot of different ways you can play.
Hmm.
I think things seem to go in cycles. The first team that comes along with a couple of big guys that wins the championship, then everybody's going to want to start having really good big guys again inside. So I think things come, they change. It's constantly, evolving the game itself. But I think basketball is an exciting game to watch, and I think you know, you see the viewership and people watching the games. I think people are enjoying watching this style of play.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It is, and I think all sports are that way, Mark. Football is that way, certainly. Baseball to a lesser extent because it's the way it's constructed, but basketball as well. It's a copycat league, right? If someone finds success, everyone else is going to copy it and try to replicate it. We got Mark Price.
That's right.
Mark Price, former Cleveland Cavaliers guard and now head coach down at UNC Charlotte, as we were just talking about. When you look at LeBron, and let's say he just can't pull through this series, and they lose in 5 or whatever it may be. Do you feel like he's going to go through a evisceration in his legacy? Because that's what people want to talk about. Oh, he went to 7, and he only won 2. Or does his greatness rise above that?
I think to me that kind of talk is silly. Personally, I think a guy that's been to the finals 7 times, and even though he's only won 2 of those, to be in that position year in and year out is just an incredible accomplishment. And I think obviously I'm a LeBron fan. I think he's a great player. What he did leaving Miami to come back to Cleveland to try to help them win a championship, I think says a lot. About his passion for the city of Cleveland, and it's only one team can win it every year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's but to give yourself a chance and to be there and to put yourself in that position, to me it's silly to say if it hurts his legacy, because I think what he's accomplished and what he continues to do, and to get to pull his teams to championships, Eastern Conference championships, and a chance to play for a ring every year is incredible.
Now, you obviously have an intimate knowledge of that in Cleveland. You were there with the Craig Elos and the Dougherty and the Hot Rod Williams, but you couldn't get past the Jordan's Bulls in the East, right? So when you think about Cleveland and what this city is, I don't know, desperate, I guess is the best way to put it, desperate for, what's that pressure like?
Well, it is pressure, but I don't think there's any more pressure than the guys if they whatever city it's in. Everybody wants to win a championship. The players themselves, the city, doesn't want to win it any more than the players want to win it. And so, when you get to that far, I think there's pressure on everybody to perform well and to try to win. So, I don't think there's any more undue pressure. I think you do feel the city, they're aching for a championship, and you want to do that, and you want to win one because they support their teams, and they really really are great fans. And so it's a situation where obviously I played there, my jersey's hanging in the rafters, and I pull for Cleveland to do well. But it's either going to happen at some point or it's not. I think it's something that all you can do is try to get there like they're doing now. And for me, if the Cavs can come out and win Game 3, then it's a whole new series. So I think people saying that the series is already over, I think it's a little too soon for that. After Game 3, will tell a whole lot more.
Yeah, but that's what we do on Sports Talk Radio. We say it's over. It's over. They're going to get swept. Four-time All-Star here and former Cleveland Cavalier Mark Price. Now, we briefed this with Ty Lue, and obviously being a first-time head coach, the way it happened mid-season, it was a lot, right? There's been a lot of things that have happened to this Cleveland Cavaliers team, including their maturation and being able to play together with Kevin Love fitting in, use their quote small last year. What can he do? What can Ty Lue do in order to change the feel around this team leading into what is a very important home Game 3?
Well, I think any coach, as you're going in and you just lost 2 games, I think once you talk about, hey, we're going back, we're going home, we're playing in our environment now. But you got to where you are by playing a certain way and a certain style. And although there's adjustments that are being made all the time, I think if you get too far away from who you are as a team and the way you play, then I think it's kind of you're just chasing rabbits a little bit, trying to make adjustments to every little thing Golden State does. So, I think Cleveland's got to come in and play and do the things that help them be successful. Play through LeBron, spread the floor, put shooters out there, and stretch it out and make some. Let LeBron do his thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Mark, we got to run. We appreciate your time, my friend, and good luck down at UNC Charlotte. Bring in the shooters, man. Bring in the shooters.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Good luck.
I appreciate it, guys.
We'll keep an eye on it. Mark Price, obviously former Cuban Cavalier, now head coach down at UNC Charlotte.